Hello, my YouTubers. Actually, I don't even know who you people are. Just always wanted to say that. Yeah, I think only my mom watches this or my students who stalk me. Yeah, because the other day, I always get comments like, "Oh, I saw you on YouTube playing the ukulele. You should be famous. Why are you a teacher? You should be famous. You got like a million views." I only got like, I don't know, 1,000 views. I don't know, maybe. But anyway, this is my second official Teach for America blog. And I know the last time I updated was in December over winter break. And it's now May. So, I'm sorry. But a lot has happened recently. I just don't have the time. And I write more. I actually keep a teaching blog because I think writing is a little bit easier because you get to delete, and you say something stupid on YouTube, you have to like delete it, the whole thing, or edit it, which I don't have the time for. So I might say some really stupid things in this video because I just got back from teaching and my brain is caca right now. See, exactly, I just said a stupid thing. Anyway, I might have to edit this later, but we'll see. So much has happened. As you know, maybe winter break was kind of like really hard for me, coming back from Thanksgiving and things like that. It was definitely like my drop down. It was hell. Just because I was so emotionally, physically, mentally drained and exhausted of all my resources, like who I am and stuff. But coming back, like things have been a lot better. Like the kids were so good. Like, not so good, but like they were better than I expected. They were nicer. They've always been, good and generally, but here and there they're disrespectful. But pretty much they got their shit together. Sorry, I shouldn't say that word, but oh well. So what happened recently? Well, I started a poetry club in mid-February after watching a poetry slam, and a bunch of kids came up to me and were like, "Hey, we really want to start a poetry club." And me being, the naive teacher wanting to do everything was like, "Okay, let's do this." Not knowing anything about poetry. I mean, the most I've done was speech and debate in high school, where I coached, a little bit, and then I coached some of like the underclassmen and things like that. But it was like, just kind of like fun stuff and not really like poetry. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to give it a shot because I've always wanted to start a club. I wanted to do this whole speech and debate thing, or I wanted to do a music group or whatever. But I just always told myself I wanted to do this, but never actually got to doing it. So finally, like, these students really pushed me and inspired me to start this club. So this club is called Raison d'être. It's French. I don't think I said it right, but it means reason for existing. And they came up with it themselves, and it has a really sentimental meaning to it because, they all found their reason through existing through poetry, when they felt like those dark times where they, just went to their dark places and didn't want to live anymore. They had to remind themselves through poetry that they do have a reason to live, so with this name was something that sold me, bought me, and I was like, okay, that's it, we're doing this. We went to our first competition in mid-April, and it was at another high school, my very first poetry slam, their very first poetry slam, so we were all really new at this, but our school rocked it. The high school was over an hour away. I got a bus full of kids, crazy kids, screaming throughout, slamming the bus, going, "Go Broncos, go Broncos." I've never heard so much pride in our school before because our school has absolutely no pride. If you don't know, my school is in a low-income area where there's just it's depleted of pride, full of, shame and a lot of fight, gang violence, things like that. And so the culture over there is really low. Morale is really low. And so to see these kids like super excited was just something that's so that resonated with me so much. You know, it was very powerful. And when we went, I was like, you guys, we got to bring it all. You know, we got to represent Homestead, and we just got to give them like the chance to see us shine. You know, and so we rocked it at North Miami Senior High. Homestead was a powerhouse, and one of my most memorable moments was when one of our students, Bernard, he just immigrated from Haiti when he was, I don't know, in middle school, and so he's still learning the language and stuff. And for him to not have mastery over the language yet, and to compete in his, you know, this poetry slam was something like, whoa, amazing. That in itself was amazing, and so we go, and he is the first one to represent Homestead. They call him first. And when he opened his mouth, chills literally went down my spine, because his poem was about his reason for existing, and his style was very motivational. He's saying, you have a reason to exist, I have a reason to exist, we all have a reason to exist. And with him, he's so small, he's so skinny, and he's usually so quiet. He's like, yes, yes, miss, yes. It was just shocking in a very, very good way to hear him so loud. And by the end, like, we were all, everyone, not just Homestead, but everyone in the auditorium was standing up, cheering, screaming, that he got the first full 10 of the night. And then he later, second round, you know, got another 10. Third round, he rocked it again, and he was one of the finalists at the Poetry Slam. And I was just so proud. He unfortunately didn't win because he went over time, but had he not, he would have taken that first. So we had two finalists. One took home third, one took home fourth. And just for their first time, that was such an amazing thing. I know it was a night that they will never forget, and it's just so ridiculously amazing. Sorry, I just looked at the time, and it's 7 minutes, and I'm still rambling on. But yeah, and this poetry club, even though it's only existed for a few, you know, months now, it's been 3 months only, I've seen how it has changed these kids' lives. You know, they finally have a platform, you know, where they can stand and where their voices can be heard. You know, it's them in the spotlight, where we are the audience listening to them. Whereas before in the school system, their voices are muffled, they're overshadowed, and people like turn a blind eye to them. But in Poetry Club, like, that is their stage, you know, and that's what I wanted it to be, a place where they can just, you know, be able to express their voices and their creativity without the fear of being judged, you know, and all we are is love. Like, we come and we love each other, and we hear each other's pieces. We talk about, you know, how to improve our pieces, but not also only that, but also what we can do, you know, to channel like our inner anguish into something beautiful. You know, take that energy, no matter negative or positive energy. Energy is energy, and what you do with that energy is to create something beautiful, is to create art. And no matter what, it's going to be beautiful because it comes from you. It comes from inside out. And it's also a way to let go, you know, whether it's like negative energy, it's a way to let go. You contain it and transform it into something beautiful, and then you let it go, and then you're just free of that burden, you know. And I think that's something that I see daily in these kids, and I'm just so inspired every time they present their pieces, and every time they talk, you know. These are amazing kids, and I see how these opportunities have changed them, you know, in the most positive way. And because of that, they inspired me to write a poem. So I actually performed that poem to them, and they freaked out in a very good way, if that is possible. But I may or may not say that poem maybe in the next video. But yeah, I don't want to bore you with this. It's already 10 minutes long, so I'm going to cut this short, and then make another video. If you're interested, click here. I actually don't even know if it's going to work, but if I put a video right here, then click it, okay? All right, bye.